Roll call.
Mayor, you're too efficient. Chisel.
Here.
Neal.
Here.
Carlson.
Here.
Luce.
Here?
Johnson. Oh, he's absent. Sorry. We were just talking about him. Hadley.
Here.
Zittergren.
Here.
Okay, is there any public comment to come before the council that is not on the agenda? Don't see any. Consent agenda?
Consent agenda consists of minutes of the January 4, 2021 regular meeting, claims, renew Class E liquor license for Fairway, including Class B wine and Class C beer privileges, renew Class E liquor license for Casey's, including Class B wine, Class C beer, and Sunday sales privileges, consider C3 commercial design review, 212 Winnebago Street, Anderson Law Offices for 2 new signs, and Resolution 3153, setting a date for a public hearing on a request for rezoning of property Alan J. Dalen and Patricia J. Dalen for land along Old Stage Road and in Section 14 and Section 23, Township 98 North, Range 8 west of the 5th Prime Meridian, all within the city of Decorah, Winnebago County, Iowa, parcels from F1 floodplain to C4 shopping center commercial, and setting a date for a public hearing February 15, 2021 at 5:45 p.m.
This is Luce. I'd move the consent agenda.
Second.
Moved from Luce and second by Carlson. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Just using your seat. Luce.
Aye.
Carlson.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Chisel.
Aye.
Zittergren.
Aye.
Hadley.
Aye.
Okay. Consider ordinance 1261, amending chapter 17, zoning related to storage containers in the city of Decorah, second reading.
Luce would move ordinance 2012-61.
Second.
Moved by Luce, second by Chisel. Any further discussion?
Chad, have you had any public comment on this?
Yeah, thanks for asking. No comments have been received at City Hall.
Any further discussion?
I would just reiterate, as was said in the discussion last time, that as a property owner who had a semi-trailer truck sit in the side yard of a house across the street from me for over a year, I think this is a quite appropriate rewrite.
Okay, roll call.
Luce.
Aye.
Chisel.
Aye.
Neal.
Aye.
Carlson.
No.
Hadley.
Aye.
Zittergren.
Aye.
Okay, that's second reading. Third reading will be at the next city council meeting. Consider ordinance 1264, an ordinance amending chapter 2.16 and chapter 2.48 of the municipal code of the city of Decorah related to the status of the police chief, second reading.
I'd move for approval of ordinance 1264.
Second.
Moved by Chisel, seconded by Luce. Discussion.
Chief, still good?
Chad, Chief and I discussed possible change to this ordinance. And I guess I'd have Chief maybe explain that. If we do that, we would have to start over, though.
That's right. Chief and Mayor Borowski and I talked about that a little bit today, so I'll let them. Chief's up at the microphone now. He's going to talk about that, and maybe the mayor can back him up.
There was a rewrite that I had in the original document before the first reading came to the council. I was discussing that with Chad at the start of the last meeting. That's why he was a few minutes late. There was an edit that I had in there that limited, if you've got the document in front of you, City manager's duties might be section P. I had simplified that down to one line, and I've spoken to Chad, the city attorney, about it, and the mayor about it. I was hoping that we could discuss it before the second reading today, or everything got passed, and to discuss the rewrite and my recommendations. I also discovered this morning at the department head meeting, that line refers to not just the police chief, that line refers to all the department heads in relation to working with the city manager. So I mentioned it this morning at the department head meeting, and no one at the table was aware of the changes that were made and how it might affect them. So I was hoping to have this item tabled. However we can go about disregarding what's already there, talk about the rewrites that I wanted to do, get a feel for how the department heads feel about it, and add that rewrite that the city council asked for this week, and come back to the city council in a week or two with a new document.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, Chad, do you have input on what was just said, what was said?
Well, what Chief and I had talked about through this process is that that language there, and my interpretation of that language is that it applies to administrative policies or personnel policies that affect the entire city, not any one specific department. That's my interpretation, and we just lost these guys again.
Why are we dependent on Luther?
Well, it's the Metronet path.
Yeah, there's two main routers that feed all the Metronet beacon members, one at Luther and one at the middle school. And, when one reboots, we have a slight blip that brings them back up.
It seems like it should be redundant. It's the Metro.
Or I could say, let me count the ways, but.
I was going for the Browns.
I was too.
I'm really kind of if the red bus shows up.
Avishla? No, it's a pointer. Hungarian pointer. That's done. No, we raced them before.
No, I don't think you're wrong.
Are you looking for a dog? Oh, well, then let me, you should come meet ours.
But I still think even if that
Okay, so all I can say, I mean, you should come walk our dog, and then you'll never want another dog. Our dog will stop on street corners. I mean, she's totally, we don't walk with her.
If it's real. Right. It could be
They're
nice
very
if
smart,
it's
they're
real.
very loyal, checkers, don't run away.
Yeah, the Packer would
Unbelievably
definitely.
adorable. They love to walk around, but when they're in your house, they're like lap dogs.
That's what we read about the Wild Center team.
Got it. Andy's also, he's so lovely.
Are you a White Sox fan too?
Yeah, you should get Avishla.
Okay, good. We can get along then.
We got Zoe for you. And she's actually one of, I mean, we should have, had I known, we didn't, you know, we didn't our state or whatever, but we, had I known she's gonna be so amazing, I probably would. Steve, you know Steve Rundy? He's got her sister.
Yeah, it'll be a good game.
But
It'll be a
they're
good Super
just
Bowl.
smart and fun and
Okay. Because last week when I tried it, it
They're just
wasn't, but
great.
now I
they're
better try
fun
it
to
with
be
my new
around.
phone.
Like,
I don't think.
Failed twice last
I
week.
know it's not the day where you tape them up and
meeting
throw
here?
some oxycontin in them. It's not like the NBA where they've got like crazy
I can't stay, I
protocols.
hate this drill, I just wanna go.
It's still the NFL.
Again?
I came to be kind, but I'm done. You can't hear, I feel like Steve's not in the meeting. Okay. So I can look up the calendar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we have not had interaction.
And, you know, Henny.
Is that thoughts?
Should we have redundant stuff here?
I meant to have something prepared.
Like,
We do, I mean,
should we be able to be down? Like, is the law enforcement center down when MetroNet's down?
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what was
Maybe I won't.
they did my ride along.
I had a whole letter on it.
The lights at the airport now. And I'm like, shouldn't that?
We're gonna continue the budget thing.
Or do they just turn off during activity?
No, they're supposed to be.
Yeah, this is, I'm on Ground X.
If you call the inspection, we're up at the airport and the lights aren't
Not
on.
all
They're
marriages
like,
work
yeah,
that
we're
way.
trying to
Well, I had it open when it went down.
You're like, what if somebody
I
needs
like it.
That makes a
Not all
difference.
marriages.
Yeah.
Mine does not work that way. I would bring Todd.
never happened, but
Right?
Next summer, some Thursday night, you won't complain.
I never complain.
I know. You really.
This is gonna make the MetroNet line item more,
Yeah, more robust.
the discussion's definitely gonna be more robust.
New routers, please.
Yep, yep.
I think Todd pulled the plug again.
Candy Crush?
You tripped that plug back there?
You pull that plug out again?
No, I'm good. I'm totally fine.
This is not the meeting that you wanna have.
no.
But all day we can do it all this.
You go long enough.
As a supervisor, you gotta do a better job.
God, I should look at
I
yours.
forgot to eat one.
There's the one part.
Actually, I could log in on my phone on both networks here. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's still functioning, we still use it.
Yeah, this
The thing is, the dollar amount of it.
face recognition. Doesn't recognize me.
Yeah.
See?
I think Scott might have a quarter of it, so I can get it.
You see the
Mass accessible?
And have you managed to keep that phone working?
Why?
Isn't that like an S?
Again?
5.
That's my husband's favorite.
Perfect.
He loved that phone, but it
Perfect.
just, wow.
I will never get rid of
The
this
Kia
phone.
Serapina was the best
Because
phone ever.
I found somebody in town that does repairs and replacements.
I
Traditional
wondered.
So I will never get rid of this.
I got bigger. I went bigger.
Where is
I'm
that?
I was
See,
just
that's what I
done.
didn't want. Sally got a 6.
Yeah, I'm just done.
Too big for me.
I'm done with small. I'm ready
Yeah.
for. And then my dad sent me his Apple Watch, which I'm now in love with.
Lisa told me this
Oh,
year.
we're back
she's like,
online.
"You think we should,
No, we're not.
you think we should spend that line item thing that we should
Yeah, mine, I can't get online, can you? No?
buy us a new iPhone or? How come you haven't told me?
I think unless I use my
New iPhone?
phone as a hotspot.
Like, take one every year.
Oh, no, it's
Yeah,
working.
right.
Yeah.
You're probably hitting the school from here.
No, it's working.
Stacy wants to.
I got mine's working, Chopper.
Like, some of it's up, but the other side's not yet.
So would you,
Yeah, mine, whatever I connect to is
got
not
back
on.
there.
Nah.
No.
But your kid is exposed?
Are you on public or are you on the regular
I don't
Decorah?
know.
So, Chad?
I jumped over to public Wi-Fi too, and that worked fine.
Oh, speaking of Mahomes, clear steps, still in
No, this
protocol.
first read,
Oh, you did?
fair
Okay, good.
adopt and implement personnel and financial rules. One of them, like,
Email was a cool.
What?
I saw it, in there.
that's what I just said.
Yeah, I have really high lofty goals for 2021. Good year without getting.
One of those 13 routers you could bring over there, Chief?
I can park 2 of them right here.
Yeah, we could just pop on the cellular.
MDTs,
Come on, yeah?
bring them on over.
And this is like the first time this has happened. It's like
And
the
it's the longest
I know, I
meeting
was
of
gonna
our
say, what is
entire
this?
lives.
Take the longest meeting ever, and then let's just Chopper.
Make it longer.
So,
Is it some bad practical joke?
Well, it has worked when it works.
What time is
That's a
the
profound statement.
lighting ceremony in remembrance for all the people that have died for COVID?
Is that tonight?
Still
Yeah.
didn't
Seriously?
download my Jimmy
Yeah.
Buffett.
Where at?
In Washington D.C.
Oh,
Yeah, part of inauguration.
Yeah, I think he just got.
Yeah, 400,000. So there's a big ceremony tonight.
Oh, when he tried to stand up.
Ooh. Decorah network does not appear to be connected to the internet.
I'm actually being told that Mabletel and Harmony Telephone are all down
Really?
at the same time. And that's where one of our circuits is, but we still have a second circuit through CenturyLink.
So we don't have a lawyer right now, right, to tell us what we can and can't do?
That's true. He isn't on the call.
It was.
Oh,
We might want to say, what are our options?
Well, you can't make changes and approve a second reading. So if you make changes, you gotta go back and start over.
No, I meant for our meeting. Can we keep going with our meeting?
Oh,
Since it
sure,
was
you
posted.
got a quorum here, right?
Oh, but I didn't know because it was legally posted what we could do. Like for all the people on the call or,
Loose will be fine.
Yeah, Luce will be fine.
Fine.
You saw who was on. Luce. Yeah, it was Luce, right?
no, Steve
Steve
Knight
Knight was on there.
Oh, was he?
I saw other people that were on that would care. That's what I
all right,
meant.
so stop saying
Oh,
naughty
for the
things.
council meeting.
For
They
the-
were on. They were not for the.
You hear it now, John?
Right, I'm talking about for the council meeting. Oh, here we go.
Hey.
Hey.
And there's, yeah.
I want to thank Chopper for the work that he's doing, even though people sort of
Wait,
comment.
don't give him an ego.
Why not? You guys couldn't come up here and do what he's doing, so.
Mine's still not working.
Chopper, thank you very much.
That's funny. Now mine's not working.
And we're back after these commercial messages.
Except for whatever I'm connected to.
Okay, so where you left off is you had a motion and a second, we're doing discussion.
Well, we were talking through the ordinance
Right.
change.
That's right.
And Chief had given his perspective on the ordinance language in section P. And I think I was just going through when we were cut off that my interpretation of that section is, I don't have a paper copy. That section, those words in there about adopt, implement, et cetera, refer to citywide policies, personnel or financial policies, I think it says, that affect all departments equally. I've told the chief, it's not my interpretation that gets into specific departmental policies, especially for him, who has such a robust policy for standard operating procedures, such as use of tasers or high-speed pursuits and use of deadly force and those types of things. Doesn't apply to that. It's personnel and financial issues. But I think John was saying before we were cut off, our city attorney, that any changes would require going back to first reading. If you make changes tonight, you can't approve second reading. And then I think what Chief was saying was, can we discuss it at a public safety meeting or a work session?
I'd just like to add too, there really is no timetable on it because we're working in a fashion right now where the police chief does have oversight. We're working in a fashion now where the city manager does work with all department heads. And if it does come to the matter where we let this rendition die on the vine, so to speak, and bring it back up with a revised copy that everybody agrees to, you've got the first, second, and third reading, which can be waived and go through it all in one council session, so there really is no timetable.
I'm for,
Do we have any input from any of the other department heads?
But if it's consistent across the city that, you know, we're just gonna make sure we're following the personnel and financial rules that apply to everybody, and it's something that we've been doing, I don't see the issue with this. I mean, like you said, we're not trying to micromanage into each department. That's your job. Our job, or city administrator's job, is to make sure that we're following the law and we're doing things by Iowa and city code.
This isn't something that we've been doing though. This is new language that's
Yeah.
written into it.
I think we might as well, we're not on a timetable, we're not on a crunch. I say let's just send it back, table it, whatever we need to do, and let them figure it out, and then bring it back when everyone's comfortable with it. There's no rush, hurry.
Yeah, the reading says the city manager has the power to prepare, adopt, and implement. That doesn't say interpret. It's not interpreting policy, he has the power to prepare, adopt, and implement.
Personnel and financial policy. Yeah.
I make a motion that we,
You have
Oh.
a motion and a second.
for,
On-
You
on
got a
second-
motion
on
and a
second reading.
second, so you're gonna have to vote on this.
so we have to
And
vote
now the
no.
one question is, if this dies, you cannot table this. Does this have to go back?
We have a motion and a second, so you need to consider that motion and a second, and then decide what you're gonna do after that.
And so the motion and second was to pass it, so now we have to say no.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Chisel,
Aye.
Luce,
Steve, thumb up or down?
Is he frozen? Oh, he's there.
is it that setting again?
But he gave a thumbs up.
We're working on the mute. I mean, we're trying to get you, we can't hear you.
It's your loss.
Okay, I guess we can hear you.
Or our game.
Luce, verbally,
Aye.
Carlson,
No.
Neal,
No.
Zittigrun,
No.
Hadley.
No.
Motion dies. Johnson's not back, is he?
I don't see him.
Okay. Motion died.
Now you should discuss, Mayor, what you want to do.
My question is the first motion, the first reading stays?
No.
No.
Okay.
You're done.
All right.
This ordinance fails.
Okay, so then what it needs to do is go to public safety, I believe, and be worked through. Is that what the suggestion was?
You have a public safety committee scheduled for February 1st.
Okay. So in the meantime, we will get this out to the department heads so that they know what the information is and then discuss it at a public safety meeting. Is that correct?
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like it to go to department heads. I mean, I really, because it's a public safety committee, I'm gonna wanna know what department heads think. So it'd be good if there was an answer there. We've got a long public safety meeting already on the first. Not that I don't think it should be there. I just would like input from department heads into the policy at that point.
Okay, that sounds good, and we'll start over. Okay, consider approval and certification of 2020 residential tax abatement applications. You've got 2 there.
These are just cleanups of projects that were completed by the end of the year or will be soon, of no consequence to the assessor. And so we submit them to you. They'd still be part of the 2020 program.
Okay? And you want them done separately?
No, you can do them together.
Okay, then I'm looking for a motion.
Move for approval of the tax abatements for Kelly Building Systems and Ben Rusted.
Second.
Carlson, second?
Correct.
Thank you.
Motion to approve it by Chisholm, second by Carlson. Discussion?
You're gonna put sidewalks in, right, Chad?
They will be in there. They're in their letters. That's right.
Roll call?
Chisel,
Aye.
Carlson,
Aye.
Zittigrun,
Aye.
Hadley,
Aye.
Neal,
Aye.
Luce.
Aye.
Motion passed. Board and commission appointments, we still have 1 seat on the Human Rights Commission and 1 with the Community Utility Board. City manager report.
The only thing I have under my report is, and I think I sent this out, I had asked the department heads to issue sustainability reports to me so that I could forward that on to the Sustainability Commission as part of action item E4 under the sustainability plan. And I just want to thank the department heads for the work that they have been doing and that they did in preparing that report and putting that forward. I did submit that to the council, the department heads, and the Sustainability Commission. It is on the agenda for the commission to just at least look at and receive on Wednesday, tomorrow. But they did nice work. Department heads did nice work pulling that together. That's all I have.
Okay. Wanda?
Nothing.
Okay. Let's see, do we have any thing else? Kristen?
Just one real quick note. At this time last year, you all approved that we could fill our vacant administrative coordinator position midway through the year. So thank you very much for that support. I'm very pleased to introduce to you tonight our new administrative coordinator, Decorah Highveld, who began duties at the library this last Monday. Zach, would you like to just briefly introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Decorah Highveld. I'm so excited to be at the Decorah Public Library. I've been a patron of the library since we moved to town 7 years ago, and really grateful for kind of the amazing support that the city council and everyone has sort of shown to the public library, especially in the building renovations that have happened over the last year. I'm coming to the library from Vesterheim, where I was in charge of all of the exhibits for the last 4.5 years or so. So relatively new. Well, I've been in town for about 7 years, and so relatively new to the library field, but really excited to get working on some really fun public programming and other things to help kind of engage the public library's audiences. So thanks so much for your support, and I'm really excited to be here.
Well, we welcome you, Zach. If any of the displays are like the tattoo display that they did at the museum, it's something that, we'll look forward to innovative programming as you're working, so welcome.
Sure. I don't know that anyone will be getting tattooed in the library, but we'll see what happens.
I think it's a great
don't
idea.
rule it out though, because you never know.
Maybe, more books on the subject, that might work.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, any other?
Give you an official update. I just heard from our internet provider that one of the main circuits between Madison, Rochester, and Minneapolis is down, so it's affecting all providers in the areas. So it's not just the Metronet.
I appreciate that. Todd?
Yeah, just a general reminder to residents, whether you're shoveling snow, pushing snow with a plow, snow blower, whatever, just be mindful of fire hydrants on your corners or in your residence or anywhere around them, just to make sure that you can keep those clear and everything else, because you got to remember in this kind of weather, seconds count. Thanks.
Any news on, do we need to check temperatures yet?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Temperatures haven't gotten that cold as far as ground temperatures, so our wells haven't really been affected as far as dropping water temperatures.
Okay. Anybody else over there? Okay, council people. Andy?
I don't think I have anything this evening, Mayor, except Jeremy, can we still drop off Christmas trees down at the street department there? Yeah, good to go. All right.
Ross?
I just wanted to echo something that Chad said about the work that the department heads put into the sustainability report. I really want to commend all of you for your efforts and for the work that's being done, whether it was really done under the auspices of sustainability or whether it's just responsible leadership. It's a really impressive document. It really is. It really speaks to the impact that each of you have in our community and the greater good of humanity in lots of ways, especially like the well pumps. I saw that, the reduction there, and just the efficiency of which we operate as a municipality. I really appreciate it, and I just wanted you to know that your work wasn't just filed, that we read it and appreciate your work. So thank you.
Thank you for making note of that. I read that also. I was very impressed. Randy?
Nothing this evening, Mayor.
Emily?
I echo what Ross said. I just want to also echo both Street Department, Parks Department, everybody out there working hard. Winter is a lot of long hours for a lot of our city employees, and I really want to thank everybody out there doing great work. So thank you.
Steve Zittegron?
Nothing, thanks.
Steve Lewis?
I would just like to share that in this time of domestic terrorism, that we are thankful for the officers who are there doing their work. And we're very prayerful that tomorrow's inauguration also be a day of calm and peaceful transition, as opposed to another riotous group forming. So it's a very scary time that some people think they're beyond the law, but it's a hopeful time in terms of a transition to a new number of president.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate your comment. I think we've gone through everything so far. Move to adjourn.